Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're coming back, and welcome if you're new here, you're more than welcome. My name's Heather and this is Willy Willy Sheep Sheep. It's a YouTube channel and it's all to do with cross stitch. Also, I'm just going to say here because I always forget, but I also have a cross stitch shop. The link for it will be below, so if you're within the UK, Northern Ireland, check it out. Patterns, thread, accessories, all the doodads. But no, thank you for watching and being here. As I say, everybody is more than welcome. Another thing, and I had wrote this down a couple of weeks and keep forgetting to say it, but I want to thank everybody who has subscribed recently. I couldn't get over the numbers whenever I last looked. I think I'm at 780 now, which that's a big lift for me. So I just want to thank everybody who has subscribed and who comes back week after week and listens to me ramble. Really, that's all it is, listens to me ramble. So no, thank you all for that. Thank you very much. And after last week, after me saying about the absolutely glorious weather we were having and barbecues and sun and all the rest, it's changed this weekend. So this is your weekly weather update for Northern Ireland. So Tuesday night we had a massive hailstorm. I don't know if you call that. Massive hail shower. No, it wasn't a shower. It was more than a shower, but it wasn't a storm. We had it and thunder all with that. It was good again Thursday, Friday-ish, and then Friday night, yesterday, it's just rained. It looks like it's going to be showery today, so as everybody says, it needs it, so it does. So the grass is looking a wee bit greener, which is good. So that is your weekly weather update with Heather. Right, this week I've decided, as you've maybe seen from the title of the video, is mini projects for busy cross stitchers. So after last week, I think it was last week, yes, last week, I was showing you a couple of things I'd started. One thing I'd actually got finished, and one that I was well through and almost at a finish, but well, it's still a bit to do, but I'm nearer a finish than I am in anything else. So I thought to myself, there's bound to be people out there that maybe just like small cross stitches, because you do get that wee feeling of a win whenever you get them finished. There's also maybe people just don't like doing the bigger ones, or like myself, we like a mixture of both. So I thought to myself, I must just do a little run through Etsy and through the more commercial designers, if you maybe want to call them that. Don't know if that's maybe the right word for them, but the more well-known designers. So I thought I must do a run through because I wanted to actually see what was out there. So I have a bag of packing here and it's rustling. So as I say, I wanted to do a wee run through. I wanted to have a look myself to see what there was and if there was anything I could pick up myself. So I thought, well, why not show you what I'm seeing as well, and maybe there'll be something there for you or that you would like and that you could maybe pick up. So I'm going to start by going through what I looked at in Etsy. I'm sort of over to the sides. I'm hoping the pictures will all be here okay for you. There's some, I've only maybe the one picture, there's some and I might have a few pictures for, but as I say, we'll start with Etsy and then we'll go on to the more brands that you'll find in your LNS and ONS. Some of these Etsy designers do have their own websites. If they have their own websites, I'll put a link to it other than Etsy, because as having a website myself and an Etsy shop, the Etsy fees can kill you sometimes, and it's just maybe better going through the website at times. Also, another thing is I have tried my best that these are not AI or here. These aren't AI or copies like Chinese copies or anything. I have tried. Most of the ones I have here I have been able to find on Instagram, and those ones look like they are completely human, completely, you know, okay. But if there are any that I have maybe shown and you know that they are AI or they're, as I say, Chinese copies or something like that there, let me know and I can put a wee note on it or try and do something. Because I want to promote people that are actually doing it for the love of it, that are maybe cross-stitchers themselves, they are artists. I don't need to promote somebody who's typing it into a computer. Yeah, the pictures may be gorgeous and lovely, but it's not actually taking any art, anything like that. It's just pressing a button, and I could say, yeah, everybody can do that. Maybe not, but I would rather, as I say, support artists and genuine cross-stitch lovers and whatnot. So I say, if there's any I have happened to miss, just let me know. I have my notes here. I have my phone here so I can see actually what I'm telling you. I wrote these down a couple of nights ago and last night, and I probably forget what they're like already. But so we will get started. I have coffee. I hope you have a drink of any sort, and we will get started. Okay, as I said, we'll start with Etsy, and I have a nice page full of Etsy shops and designers. Some of these you might have heard of, some maybe not. So the first one we're going to go with is Plastic Little Covers, it's called, and this is Fell Asleep Here. It's a bookmark, and I just thought to myself, once I seen it, bookmarks, they're one of the quickest things that you could do. They can be, have a good look about. They could be as big as you want or small as you want. But I thought this one here, it was the colours. Yep, she has lots of little bookmarks. They are all lovely. This one, I love the colours in it because it just reminded me of like the Aurora. And Fell Asleep Here, yes, that's usually me when I'm reading my books at night. I am a book reader. I love reading. I just end up usually reading at night, and by that stage I get about two pages into the book, and that's me. So my reading isn't exactly the quickest, but I do love reading. So anything that is book related, love it. So Fell Asleep Here, and I thought, just as I say, the colours and the sentiment completely went, so that one could be on my list. Next one we're going to go to is Sleeping Pixels, and it is Making Potions, and it's another bookmark. Now again, she has other little bookmarks. She also, I think, has smalls as well, if I mind right. A lot of these, actually most maybe of the shops do, it is small patterns that they have, but some have bigger ones. But in this, she has these bookmarks. They are available on Etsy. She also has a Ko-fi, so you can go and buy it through her Ko-fi as well. But I just, again, love the colours. I love anything witchy, anything like that. So no, there is that again, I think is going to be purchased one way or the other. I do, just the colours of it are lovely. Colours are beautiful. Okay, on to the next one. Now these I thought were great for many different reasons. So this is Crossstitch by Coconut, and they're gift tags. And I thought, brilliant idea for gift tags. They can also be part of the gift. You can do them as simple one little cross stitch. You can do them as like a row. There is so many ideas you could have with these. Also, she has a lot, I think, under her, sorry my cats are fighting, under her gift tag subsection, I think she's like 42 different packs of gift tags, but I think there's actually more whenever you go into like Valentine and all the different, she has more under that. So honestly, if you're looking a gift tag to cross stitch a gift tag, that check her out. So that's Crossstitch by Coconut. And I did look through her shop, and the majority of her patterns are either small or what I would class as tiny. There's not, you know, they are small. So if you're needing something quick as a present, something like a little gift tag, anything like that, definitely check that shop out. It was very good. And I liked the idea of doing, I think you get the 5, it seems to be you get 5 gift tags with every bundle. And I like the idea of just doing them in a row. I actually have a frame here that I bought in a charity shop. It's actually that way, but I was thinking of it that way and then doing it cross, and you could do it, as I say, she has different seasons, different things, so I was thinking that could be an idea. I just have to try and get this out. I have been trying forever to get this out, and those little prongy things seem to be in with a death grip. I cannot get any of them out, so that's maybe a mission to try and get that sorted. That's that one. As I say, check her out, and I'll be going back to that one as well. Next one. Now this one, she had lots of stuff. And so it was all amazing. Some of it was a lot amazing. The shop is called Stitchin' Madness. It's Stitchin', not stitching, Stitchin' Madness. I picked it out because what come up for me, at the time I was looking for smalls for Christmas. So that was the gift tags as well. This one brought up this beautiful Christmas tree pattern, or Christmas trees pattern. But once I started going through her shop, there was so much, and it was gorgeous. She does, the way that this is shown here, you can do all the trees in the round. You can pick out one tree, do it as a gift tag. You could do them as a cross, again, any way you want. And lots of them are like that, where you can pick wee bits out. You don't necessarily have to do the full pattern, but you can pick little bits out, whatever you want, and do with it what you want. Maybe do a flat fold, do a pillow, a cushion, anything, you know, that suits your own decoration and what you like doing. So she had those. She also, that was the Christmas trees. She had the same style, but she had them done for baubles. There was fireworks, different little presents, and the one was gorgeous. She had like Christmas mittens, you know, the mittens, all done in different colours, and it was gorgeous. I loved it, and I actually thought it done as like in a line, you know, like a clothesline, and done like they were on it. I thought that would be nice. So again, another one to go back to. She also, whenever I started going through hers, and I spent quite a bit in her, I spent quite a bit of time in her shop. She has a section, astronomy. So if you have anybody or yourself that's into planets, she has each planet done out, but it is like taken from a picture that you would see, you know, an astronomical picture of that planet. The colours in them are gorgeous. They look really well. So if you have a little boy, a little girl who loves their solar systems, if you have a big boy or a big girl who loves their solar systems, anything, just check it out. As I say, all these are going to be linked below anyway. So Stitching Madness. She also has patterns of the US national parks. There's cities available, and then she has cities all around the world as well. So something from that city, like the Eiffel Tower, Paris, Big Ben, London. I think actually for over here is the Giant's Causeway, Ireland. She has so many. So maybe if there's places you've visited, stuff like that, you just want a wee memory of, definitely check it out. And they are also available, those national parks and cities. I think definitely the national parks are available as bookmarks as well. So that'll be, they're all lovely, really do check those ones out. But as I say, the trees, again, putting them in a row, and the way they're done with the snow and stuff, we'll have a look at that. So we have now next a few Halloweeny type ones. No, I haven't. This one is, the shop is called Tourmaline Patterns, and all her patterns have like a ghost theme. Now I don't mean they're all Halloween, they're not, but a lot of them have ghosts in them. And I was going to say majority, lots of them anyway, are small patterns. It's just maybe the ghost wearing something. So as you can see, we have the witchy ghost, has the witch's hat on, boo and lantern. There was a beautiful one I seen, I don't know if I actually took a screenshot of it, but it was just a ghost, and there was a firefly behind it and in front of it, and it was lit with the fireflies. It was gorgeous, and it was, I hate to say the word so simple, because then it makes like, you know, oh, she just threw it together, but it looks so simple, but yet it is so gorgeous. So honestly, beautiful. I have wrote down here Christmas garland, and I'm trying to remember what that, I might have the picture of it. If I've wrote it down, chances are I do have the picture of it, so I'll be popping it up. If I don't, because I don't have it on my phone, I'm not actually sure what that one is. I'm really trying to think what that one, Christmas garland, no, can't remember. But the little ghosts are so cute, and as I say, you could use them any time of the year. If you're a ghosty witchy person, there's any amount of ones there for you. Really truly gorgeous. Then I thought Quaker. And I went and had a look for some Quaker patterns, because I thought they're just motifs. I don't mean just motifs, they're motifs. If you have quite a big Quaker pattern, you could lift a couple of motifs out of it. You could, you know, one big motif out of it, whichever you want. So this is Daily Pattern Post is the shop, and it's Mini Quaker. I'm just making sure, and it's Halloween, obviously. So you have the witch, the lantern, or the jack-o'-lantern, witch's hat, and then you have all different Quaker motifs on it. But in this shop, they had large, like I mean really large sampler style Quaker samplers. And as I say, you could take bits out of it, any amount of it, or as little as you wanted you could take out of it. And they were gorgeous. If it's something, or even, maybe it's not even a mini you want, but you just want something that is, you sit down and you can finish a motif in a night. That's a finish as well. That's a quick finish. And they had, as I say, any amount of patterns. The next one again is another Quaker, another mini Quaker, and it is from Threads of Years. So they have the mini Quaker series. So it's all in seasons: spring, summer, autumn, winter. I think I have them all, so they'll all be showing now. As I say, they're small enough, and then you could finish them. They are all the same size, so you could finish them for one frame, take them in and out. You could do them as a flat fold, ones that maybe where you do the back and then you can stick them to it with Velcro or magnets and just take off as the seasons change. You could do them as little long pillows. But even the colours, there's nothing actually, or I don't think there is. No, I don't think, there's nothing stating on them that they are autumn, it doesn't say autumn on it or a month or anything like that, where some of them do. It's just the colours. So you could have them out all year. If it's you could have them all sitting in one wee bowl, the whole series. Or 4 pictures, whichever suits you, yourself. But I love, that was the summer one. I liked the colours of the summer one. I thought they were lovely. But as I say, they also have, yes, they had the autumn sampler. I'm sorry, there's some of these I don't have actually on my phone, so I'm forgetting, but I have a picture of it. It's autumn sampler. So like in this one, I love it as a whole. The whole picture is beautiful, but you could take the sheep with the basin. It's not a vase, I would say, a basin, and the pumpkins on its back. You could take that as one. You could take the house. Like the house on its own is beautiful. You could take it on its own, and even that border at the bottom, just as a long, simple little cushion. Beautiful on its own, just with those pumpkins through it, just as enough to go, it's autumn. So I loved that. So and I thought there's so many different ideas you could do with them. That's what I think is so good about smalls, is you can do so much with it. If you have one big massive sampler that's 250 by 300 or something like that, there's not much you can do with it bar frame it. Yes, you can use different types of framing, stuff like that, but it's more or less going to have to be framed. But with smalls, you have so many different options with them, and that's what I like about them. But on to the next one. The next one is, the shop is called Crossstitch Wow. The one I've picked out is a butterfly. Lovely, done in black. Again, you could do it in any colour, but I think with that, I think they maybe did show it in white, but the black with the colours that's in this one was beautiful. In this listing, they had the butterfly. They also had, there was like a bee, there was a moth, There's possibly another butterfly, just different shape and colours. She had a fox as well. They obviously all were different. They were all in this listing, but I think they had their own listing where you had to go and buy them. But they're all gorgeous. Like, in this one, you could just tick the butterfly. You don't have to do the flowers. It's lovely. And like over a few nights, you could have that done. It would be beautiful. And the last one now off Etsy, and I would say you probably have heard of this shop. It's Vivsters, because I definitely have heard of her. She's the lady that does the lanterns and all that, and beautiful different motifs. This one I seen and I thought, yeah, so it's Quaker sampler. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 different motifs in this one. So there's so many options. You could do the one line, and you don't even necessarily have to do the one line, all the ones that are on that one line. You could pick and choose. You could do one, I'll use this hand. You could do just one. You could do a line of them up to do like a banner. There is so many options there, and she has like a white ghosted background to it. Even if you do like a banner or a cross, you could still do that ghosted background on it. It's perfect, and you could really, honestly, you can do with that what you want. You really can do with that what you want. Yeah, I think that one might have to find its way into my basket. This is going to be an expensive day. It really is. But there's just, as I say, there's just so many options with that. There really is. I have a few of her patterns, and you can usually just take bits out of them. I keep saying that, but it's the truth. You can just take bits out of them. And make it whatever way you want, which is how, cross stitch is an art. It's being creative. It doesn't have to go by the pattern, because the artist says or the designer says that's yellow. It doesn't necessarily have to be yellow. If yellow's not a colour you like, and you like green or you like purple, try and get a colour that matches, try and get a colour that suits what you're stitching with and that you like. It doesn't have to be, set in stone. There's nothing wrong if you like. I personally, majority of the time, will go with what the pattern says, because to me the artist has set it out and knows that those colours all go. But purple is my favourite colour, and I can see there in this one there's blue flowers. There's nothing stopping me changing that to a lovely rich purple. Going by purple and yellow go together, the purple and the red will go together, purple and white will go together. So, I could do that. There's absolutely nothing stopping you changing them if you want to. And other people like to see what the changes, and then it gives maybe other people ideas as well, sort of, oh, I can do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So that's the end of the Etsy list. We'll now go on to the more, I don't know what way to put them, the other designers, the ones that you can buy paper copies of usually, and we'll see what they have on offer, because it's a bit different, but it still has the same idea. So we'll have a little look at them. Okay, so now we will, as I say, go on to, I don't know what to call them, to be honest. I don't want to say the more well-known designers, because there's people on Etsy that are well-known as well, but the ones that you can get through, designers that you can get through your ONS and LNS. We'll put it like that. And you can also buy them off them direct. Usually most cases you can. So we will start. Now, how I done this was I basically went on to where I buy my patterns, and I just basically went that one, and I checked out what they had. Some designers don't really do smalls. I was specifically looking for smalls. There was a lot that done, as I have said before, with the Etsy ones, where they have large samplers and you could take bits out of, but I just wanted to show you the smalls. That was it. So as I say, click, look down them. Yep, that's nice, that's nice, that's nice. Or no, they don't have anything I'm looking for. And then I was back out and doing that on to the next one. Most of these I would say the majority, most people will have heard of. So we'll have a start here. The first few, these are actually brand new and only out this week. This month, we'll say. One of them's out this week and the other couple are out from the start of this month. So the first one is from Darling and Whimsy Designs, and it is a quirky Quaker Lunar Moth. The purple sold me on this, and then the pink and the yellow, the colours just completely sold me on this. Also my daughter loves moths, and I think the Luna Moth is one of her favourites. I'm nearly sure it is. Because for Christmas one year I had to get her a moth pinned, a real moth in a frame. Yeah, we got her that. But no, this one I thought was beautiful. Again, you could do the moth. You could just do the moth. There's nothing stopping you doing that. Or you could do the little frame round it and the two motifs in it and forget about the outside. And you can do the whole thing. It is not that big. It really is not that big. So, and it's 3 colours it uses. I think it's 3 colours. Whenever I look closely at it, it's 3 colours. At the very most I would say 4, but I'm sure it's 3. So we have that one. The next one, our next 2 on the list, are from Lucy Beam. The first one is Strawberry Swan, which is amazing. First of all, if we could have swans with crowns, that would be amazing. And if we could then also have strawberries that size, please. I actually bought strawberries yesterday and they taste like strawberries. So that is the start of good strawberry season, hopefully. They're not watery, they're not hard, they're just gorgeous. So, like a good strawberry. And that one is brilliant. So that is Strawberry Swan. Again, could be done pillow as it's shown there, could be done flat fold, whatever your heart desires. And the next one from her, I actually added this in because it took me, I was like, what is that? This is robin eggs. So it's a little nest with 2 eggs in it. I thought it's cute. And it's finished here in like, I'm going to assume it's like a little pincushion. That sort of style. It's round and padded anyway. But I just thought it's so, if you like birds, if you have somebody that likes birds, I just thought it was cute. So that's why I sort of added that one in. These are both from Boulder Valley Stitches. So the first one is Halloween Snazzy Smalls. Some of these patterns they're not, I wouldn't say they're not recent, but they're within the last 5-6 years. So I've sort of picked, there was ones that were older and I was like, I don't know how available they would be. I'm sort of hoping something from just pre-COVID to now should still be available somewhere, if not through an L&S, possibly on the second-hand market. I'm not 100% sure, but I just didn't want to show everything that was absolutely brand new either, because there's old patterns that are stunning And we kind of forget about, after all the new stuff comes out, you kind of forget about the older stuff. Unless you already have it in your stash. So I wanted to show a bit of everything. So this one, I say snazzy small, so you're getting 4 pillows in this booklet, I suppose it'll be. Lovely. Halloween always goes down well with me. And she also has one for Valentine snazzy smalls. I'm also nearly sure she has different ones for all the seasons. But those were the 2 that popped up, and I thought, like those Valentine ones, a couple, you could have those cushions out all year. They don't necessarily have to be for Valentine's Day or the Valentine's season. So, and again, the same with, they give Happy Halloween, but some, like me, I love Halloween. I would have that out all year. Not a problem, I would have that out all year. There was those little booklets, and I thought, yeah, they're cute, they are. And like the Valentine's one with the, it would be a Quaker motif in the little hearts. They're lovely, they really are. Next one, now everybody will have heard of this designer's Heart and Hand, and this was one I'm sure I've seen on somebody's Flosstube somewhere or Instagram, but they had left my memory. But it is called, the series is called Wee Ones, and they're all birds. Birds with long legs. I have the coffee bird here, and there's also the quilting bird. Now, there is 10 different birds in total. I'm not 100% sure of the size of them, but they're called Wee Ones. Heart and Hand are brilliant at doing pillows and smaller charts. They're usually, if I'm looking something small, I'll check them out first. They have the bobbin one out at the minute, which I'm waiting on coming in. They're lovely. So these wee ones, so it's the different birds, and as I say, there's 10 in the series of it. You can do them one each. You can do them as the flat folds to change as and when you want. You could do 3 in a row. You could do the 10 as one big, design. It's options. It's always options. It's always giving you options. That's with me. I don't, well, there's times and I do like being told, yeah, that's it. That's how it's done. There's no deviating from that. That's the way it is. But I also like at times to be able to be a bit renegade and do as and what I like. And with these, you can be if you want. You can be if you want. So that is the Wee Ones series. The next series that I noticed they had was Whirligig, and they have a new one of them out not so long ago. I think it was the Christmas one or the winter one. So I have Grow and Love Whirligig. There's 7 in total. And with them being round as well, because sometimes finding a round pattern's not always the easiest. As I say, there's 7 of them, so there's one there for all seasons. I'm just, to be honest, doing this, I just made my list 10 times longer, and I really don't need my list to be 10 times longer. I need to be getting rid of some of my list, not adding to it. But there we are. That's a whole separate hobby. Next on the list is Janette Douglas. So we had, that was the Love Whirligig, and the Grow, has little garden motifs in it. Yeah, I didn't flick them over. Yeah, winter white whirligig, that was it. And there's summer, winter, I'm going to assume there's autumn and spring. But no, that was the whirligigs. Didn't realise I had them screenshotted. Take a little drink. Okay, next on the list is Janette Douglas. This past little while, I'm going to say this year, she has released a series and it's Christmas dots. So again, these are round, which is good as well. They're for each month. You get 2 dots per month. One has a picture of something and the other one has a word relating to Christmas. At the minute, released is January to June. So obviously as each month goes on, there'll be other ones released as that keeps going. But you've Noel, there's February is Noel. I'll be showing these, I'm not sure, it's just what I have on my phone here or what I screenshotted on the phone. January, the Jingle Bells is beautiful with the little bob, tomato and bobbin and pins. It's lovely. We'll go with Bobble. And Noel, I like the words. And then I have April here on my phone. I'll be showing all that I screenshotted up there. I can't remember what I screenshotted. But those are lovely. Really, really nice. And she has lots of others. She has the Fluffy You, Chubby You. Chubby, yep. That was really popular. Again, it's round, coming to think of it. Maybe missed something there. So no, those are pretty as well. So that was Janette Douglas. Okay, next on the list is From the Heart, and they have a monthly cottage series. This was out last year, From the Heart, and they have done monthly cottages. These ones are pretty as is, but they have the little cottages on each, which you could just do on their own. Because usually it's just the cottage and then there's something, a little floral border or, let me see, yeah, it's usually like a florally border. I have the December one here as well, and they have those little peppermint swirls and stuff, which you could do if you wanted to, but each one has a little house and the month. So you could literally just do the house and put the month underneath it or above it, wherever you want to. You can do the whole thing. For usually the house seems to sit over to one-ish corner. That one, the August house is bigger, so it's maybe slightly more centered for the one I have. And then there's a lot of space where there's maybe like there's snowflakes in December. There's bees for August. I'm not sure, they're like little Quaker motifs, and a tulip border for April. But as I say, you could just tick the house and the month. You could just tick the house if you wanted and make up your own little patterns from there. They're lovely as the little cushions, changing them monthly if you wanted to. And they, as I say, they were out last year, and that is From the Heart. On to the next one then is With Thy Needle and Thread. Again, a slightly older one. It's from 2021. And yeah, this is Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee. So there is 5 little patterns in this one. And you have 3 smaller cushions and then a slightly bigger one and a bigger one again. Those are beautiful. Anything Halloween sucks me in right away. It's, you know, so you get 5 pillows in that wee one. And then the next one is still With Thy Needle and Thread, and it is Keeper of the Pins. So you get 6 little patterns in it with the little tomatoes, and there's buttons and stuff. There's loads of different different wee patterns in that one. I think wee alphabet and a worded one as well. You've probably seen people with those on their floss tubes or on Instagram. You really have, I would say. But I thought those, they give the one little booklet and it gives you so many options, so why not? Why not? Okay, we're coming near the end. We're coming near the end. The next one I love because I'm a dog lover. Absolutely love my dogs. And it's Scarlet House. I did have this one. I've sold out of it. But it's Canine Coats 2. So you have Canine Coats 1 and the Canine Coats 2 was out last year. As I say, I sold out of it. Again, lovely. And if you're a dog lover, or if you know somebody who is a dog lover, perfect. Perfect little gift for them. You can finish them any which way you want. The final is Primrose Cottage. So couldn't leave them out either. So they have this little booklet. It was 12 monthly minis. So one per month. And they are, some of them have like a Quakery theme. There is one, I'm going to say is Thanksgiving, Halloween. There's hearts in that one, so I'm going to assume it's Valentine's or whatnot. So there's a theme for each month. Do them as you go 1 year and have them all ready for the next year. And there is another one, is 13 Spooky Smalls. So like there's Wicked Coffee. I would have that. That would be in my kitchen all year round. There's a little cake stand with the pumpkins on them. Again, all year round in the kitchen. I just love anything like that. I don't mind if something is themed. Christmas is maybe the only one where I would go, no, I wouldn't have that out all year. Possibly. But anything else I'll have out all year. And then, yeah, that was the 13 Spooky Smalls. And then she had one, was Merry and Bright. I don't have a screenshot of it. It was a beautiful pillow, I think I put here. Just the words Merry and Bright with a little border on them. So again, something quick that can be done up for Christmas. You could do that as a gift for somebody if you wanted. But that is the end of the list. As I say, I hope that there's maybe bits and pieces there that has perked your fancy. I know there definitely has. As I say, my list has just got longer and longer as I was going through these. But as I say, check out Etsy as well. There's lots of designers on there. You know, you can keep to the patterns that are, or you know, you can always get the patterns that are within your LNS and ONS. There's always bits you can take from them. As I say, Heart in Hand. I actually think I said that they had the bobbin. It was actually Primrose Cottage has the quilting series. So yeah, I got that wrong earlier on in the video. But like there's other designers that we all know and love, and they have smalls, any amount of them you can pick from as well. I say that is only a really small look at what is available out there. That, as I say, is me literally going click on what I see there and then. There is so many others. I think the thing is to say is don't be scared to tick bits and pieces out of it. Don't be scared to change colours. Don't be scared to use different types of fabric. But I'm just rambling at this stage. So if you've got this far, you are a champion. And if you've got this far, actually leave a little strawberry emoji in the comments. And then I'll know the hardcore people here. But no, thank you very much for watching. Again, if you haven't liked and subscribed, if you could please, that would be brilliant. That really helps. It really does help. But say, hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Bye.